What's up, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the First and Foremost Sports Podcast. I am your co-host, the one and only Quentin Douglas.
And I'm Jimmy Cummins. What's good, y'all?
What's up? What's up? We have a very special guest with us today. Man, about as close as it gets, blood. We got my little cousin, class of 2022. That's right. Well, I gotta give you a little longer introduction. We got class of 2022, Haywood Tomcat, defensive back, because you play corner and safety. So we'll go defensive back. You a 3-star on 247 and Rivals. You officially have 30 offers on the table. Man. Just to name off some of them, we got Memphis, we got Virginia Tech, we got one we know we want to talk to you about, LSU, we got TSU, we got Memphis, we got Georgia, MTSU, North Carolina, Western Kentucky, Louisville, my very own UT Vols. I mean, we got some of everybody. Would you say you got an offer from every SEC school?
Almost.
Almost. Man, but 30 offers, that's a blessing, man. No doubt.
Yes, it is a blessing.
But of course, you from Haywood County. You grown up here. But Jaylen, just kind of tell the people who you are and, what you do on the football field.
Well, you heard he said the one and only Jaylen Lewis. Well, I'm going to introduce myself. So, yeah, the one and only Jaylen Lewis. I grew up in Stanton, Tennessee. I grew up in Stanton, Tennessee. It's like 15 minutes away, 15 minutes out of Brownsville, Tennessee. But the thing I do on the football field is like you don't see most safeties doing. Like you see most safeties just sitting back covering and doing this and that. See, I'm covering, coming down here and picking balls off and taking them back to the crib. So it just my game is elevated through the years. And like the way the college coaches talk to me, they say I got the level that I'm already playing like I'm in college. But so,
Right. Well, man, me and Jimmy both, we got an opportunity to check out your film on Huddle. I'll let Jimmy go first, but just, man, what'd you see when you watched this tape?
I watched, some sophomore highlights and I watched highlights from this past season. Obviously, one of the first things that stood out was your size, 6'2", 175 pounds. You're already prototype size. Of course, when you get to college, they're going to add some more weight. So, great size already.
Yeah.
One thing I loved, you're a secure tackler. I didn't see not a missed tackle. Of course, I didn't see a missed tackle on the highlight film. You're a hard hitter. You shed blocks easily. You're obviously a ball hawk. Good technique. Versatile. You play corner and safety. And you're just a playmaker. It's just as simple as that. You're a football player. That's what you do. You make plays.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I saw.
Look. Oh, and I said I didn't want to shortchange you. How I leave out, I mean, y'all were state runners up this year.
Yeah, we fell a little short, but we was there.
No doubt. But I mean, still a major accomplishment. But definitely, hopefully, get back to Cookeville next year. Because that was fun. But definitely, I think my favorite part of your game, especially for a DB, you're not afraid to hit. I seen you take on guys 200 plus pounds toting the rock, and I mean you the one laying the wood on them. I mean you force fumbles too. I don't think you got one this year though. Did you? Did you force a fumble?
Actually, I did. I got one. This south side. Yeah, but it was so crazy when I hit him. The ball flew like 20 feet in the air, and like I ain't know I hit him. I ain't know I made a fumble though. So I'm still on the field, and offense coming on. I'm like, what offense coming on? They're like, Jaylen, get off. I'm like, for what? And so you made him fumble. I was like, oh man. So I went to the sideline and seen like the replay. I was like, dang, the ball all in the air. And I didn't took it.
You know what? I remember that now. But y'all blew Southside out. So I think probably about third quarter, I just started halfway watching the game, just to be honest. But I know while we're talking about your games, one probably special game you had this year, I say easily probably your best game against Liberty. You have 4 interceptions actually. Nothing I've never seen before in person anyway. So just kind of what was your mindset going into that game? And then just afterwards, what was that feeling like?
Like that whole week, I know my first time moving to safety. And we just came off like a close loss against Covington. So they moved me to safety. They were like, I'm like, coach, I don't want to play these. I'm trying to go back to corner. And it's Liberty, so I know they're gonna throw the ball to my side. He's like, trust me, Jaylen. You gonna get the ball regardless. I'm like, all right. I kept complaining and kept doing it. He was like, come Friday, you start getting all these picks. I don't want to hear your mouth. I was like, all right, coach. So coming into the game, I was like, hey, I'm not finna play with these boys. Like they came thinking that it's gonna be like an easy win. Like in the weight room, they was just playing around. I'm like, hey, bro, this ain't finna be no easy win. Cause right now we 0-2. And right now I'm trying to get this first win on the board. We got Dyersburg this week, and there's like a district game. So I'm like, hey, let's go out here and do our thing. So my mindset coming into here to get the win with my teammates. I believe after that first pick, I was like, okay, it's go time. And I think when Coach Duck's mom had just died from COVID. So I was like, hey man, next time take it back. I said, I got you, coach. And that second pick, I caught it and I ran it back and I said, hey coach, that was for your moms. And ever since I caught them 2 picks, the team started clicking. Offense started scoring, defense started started getting tackled in the backfield. Then it was so crazy, he tried to the third pick, he tried to underthrow it. So I scooped it and I picked it off in front of their bench. And I was like, I got 3 picks. I'm like, let me see, can I get one more?
I think I remember that one. Did you kind of look at a sideline and talk trash a little bit?
Yeah. Cause like that coach had got mad. I'm like, hey, bro, you can't get mad, right? You can't get mad. And I was like, I got 3 picks. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Cause I ain't never caught 3 picks.
Right.
So that I think when that 4th pick had came, I'm like, and they started tackling me. I'm like, I can't go down. Everybody in the side like, go down. I'm like, I can't go down. I gotta take off. And once I got loose, it was all with. Well, unfortunately, it got called back, but it's still on my highlight.
Yeah, right.
It's still on my highlight.
Yeah, they won't know.
and just after that game, my mindset just changed. I'm like, hey, I really can do something. I really can do something now.
I want to backtrack a little bit. We mentioned earlier. I mentioned earlier. I looked at your sophomore film too. So you had a pretty good sophomore year, obviously, by watching the highlights. And what was something that you aimed to improve going into this season?
Going into this season, I was like, we got to go to state because we fell short my sophomore year, and I'm like, we got to go to state. So we were like busting our butt off. We had good leadership this year, but it wasn't. So this year, I was coming in. I'm like, we got to go to state. That was the main goal. That was the main option in my head that we got to go to state. So coming this season, I said I wanted to show you people that I'm really D1. I'm a D1 type player. So I busted my tail off to show people that who I really am. So.
And I guess, even though ultimately y'all came up short in the end, considering COVID, everything was different this year. Y'all had so many games canceled because I believe y'all only played 6 regular season games, which made your stats this year even crazier. But just, overall, would you say you were pleased with the way the season played out?
Yeah, I liked how the season played out. Even though we started off a rocky start, but we finished strong. Mm-hmm. So,
and just ever since the season's wrapped up, I know you've been doing some training. Probably I know you're looking at probably doing some camps or something this off season. So just what have you been doing since the season's ended to get ready for your senior year? And what are you looking to focus on for next year?
Well, since football season been over, I just been straight training with Elite 3. Shout out to Elite 3, Riley Howard, that's my guy. But yeah, training with my 7-on-7 team, we just training on my own. Like last week, I just ran for like 2 hours around the town. So like I got to keep that mindset to keep going. And coming to my senior season, the same goal, going to state, and hopefully we're going to win it. The senior season, I got to end it out with a win. You know.
No doubt.
You know, you've been like you mentioned, you want to win state, and that's your goal. So, outside of want to win a championship, what else motivates you?
Man, the guys that I'm around, like the brotherhood and all that we building, is very strong now. Like it been off since the 2018 class left. 2020 class, the 2020 class came in. The brotherhood wasn't just, we was there, we had some separation. And this past season, it wasn't there. But now that I see we coming together, we working harder, we pushing each other in the weight room, and I see that, and we haven't had that in the last past years. So this squad right here can change the way we can change the history of Haywood football.
So I definitely want to see a championship for sure.
Both.
Yeah, but we kind of want to shift the focus a little bit, kind of discuss your recruitment a little bit. So, if 24/7 Sports is correct, you got your first offer around September 17th. Was it Florida State, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how did it feel getting your first offer? How did it make you feel?
Actually, I was in first period. My defense coordinator came and talked to me. He was like, "Hey, I got Florida State on the phone and want to talk to me." So I went in the hallway, talked to Coach Jones, which was down there, called Coach Yak. He talked to me like, "Hey, Jaylen, I seen your game this past week," and it was when I caught the 4 interceptions. Talked. He was like, "Hey, me and Mike Norvell, we want to offer you for Florida State." I just gave Correa back the phone, and I told him thank you, and I just started crying.
Man, I could only imagine how they feel. That's Florida State. Florida State is this big time.
A big time for your first offer.
Yes, we know the history to go with Florida State. They routinely put DBs in the NFL, prime time, Jalen Ramsey, LaMarcus Joyner. The list goes on. But man, congratulations!
List of guys. Yeah, that's major. So of course, we talked about all the offers you had coming in, but perhaps for you personally, none was bigger than the one from LSU. So I gotta ask first, what was it like when you first read that you had that offer, and tell everybody what is it you like about LSU so much?
Man, what I like about LSU much, like they fans is amazing. Coaching staff is amazing. Like the player they produce, like Grant Delpit, Tyrann Matthews, Jacoby Phillips, Patrick Peterson, Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis, like all them guys that was there, like they set a good example for me. And like LSU, it's been my school since like 4th grade. Like I had the socks, the backpack, the cover, the glasses cover, phone case, jackets, hats, anything you could think of, I had at LSU. And when I first got that call, and he told me like we have offer, you got an offer from LSU, I couldn't do nothing but just shake my head and just thank God and just jump up and down.
No doubt, man. And of course, you're pretty much a Swiss Army knife. You probably could play any position you want. But you've played corner, you played some safety. Even back in was it middle school or your freshman year, you played some quarterback too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what position do you want to play at the next level?
I would love to play corner at the next level because like I want to be that lockdown type of guy that they talk about. So like, yeah, I want to play corner.
All right.
So I do have a question. So what would you say is your best skill?
Closer. Like my closing speed, like if you get ahead of me in my closing speed, I would be on you like a lion on this predator.
Man, you had a highlight. A guy was at least about 20, 30 yards ahead. And
I
you
stood up
hawked
at
them
the
and
10.
forced a fumble, right?
Yeah.
Which game was it?
It was Covington. So actually, I got 2 forced fumbles.
So I mean, through that play, you booking it. I mean, just what was that like, and what was
Like,
going through your head?
okay, like when I seen him, like I knew he was finna try some. He was like 3rd down, so like they finna throw it. So I'm thinking I'm trusting my safeties, to see it. One safety came down, and I seen that he hit through like the little seam. I'm like, man, I gotta hawk him down. And once I hawked him down, I seen that he felt like nobody was behind him, and I seen him loosen the ball, and someone in my head was like, just distribute his hand. And once I did it, came out.
I remember seeing it on when I was watching the film. I remember seeing that.
That's crazy.
That's some kind of plays that coaches love because it shows.
That was almost like that DK Metcalf play.
Yeah. Can't give up nothing regardless of what happened.
You cannot give up nothing.
So I have to ask, would you say you have a preference? Would you want to play corner, that being your number one position? Would you say you have a preference in playing zone or man coverage? Or which one you say you're stronger at?
I'm stronger at man, but some teams run man, some teams they run zone and coverage. But I'm an all around player. I can play both. I can play zone and I can play man.
Right.
In some of the schools you've gotten offers from, especially SEC schools, a lot of those schools they got the best athletes in the country, so they allow you to man up. So does that play a factor into whatever decision you decide to make when it's time to make that college decision? The scheme, what plays most into the decision where you're going to decide to go to school? What things are most important to you? It could be scheme wise, it could be atmosphere. What things are most important to you when it comes to selecting your college?
Like things like that, I gotta have they gotta treat me like I'm family, and I got throw my education in there. And like if they got the thing like what I want to study and treat me like family and have the atmosphere, that should be the school that I should attend to.
Okay. I like the fact that you threw in the education because you hear a lot of times. I know a couple college guys. I mean, great athletes, but they didn't really get a real degree. So when it's time to retire and the game's taken away from them, they don't really have anything to fall back on. And I feel like that's important, especially as Black men. Gotta have something to fall back on.
For sure,
man. You're exactly right. So while we're talking about the different schools and who you like and whatnot, we gotta ask you, as an up and coming DB, what college is DBU?
All right, I'm gonna say LSU for sure. LSU is DBU.
Thank you. Tell this man. It is not Ohio State. It is LSU, man.
It's Ohio
did
State.
Did you just see what Smith just did to these people?
Bro, our DBs right now trash. Okay.
He made last season they was saying number 24 was the best corner in college football. They had him over Darius Stingley. Darius Stingley freshman year was one of the best juniors you ever seen out of a corner, and they had a ranked over Darius Stingley. But did you just not see what number 24 was getting? He was getting tortured by. Tortured.
They had him playing out of position, and they had him playing man, knowing good and well he was a zone corner because he's slow as all get up. He's slow as molasses, for one.
That's the difference between him and me.
Thank you. Tell this man.
Hey, I can't argue with it.
But LSU is DBU. LSU is DBU.
I tried to tell him months ago. He didn't want to hear it. We had a whole segment about this. I'm like, bro, Jamal Adams, Tyrann Mathieu, Patrick Peterson. The list goes on, man. You name all pros right there. That's all pros.
You can't forget Grant Delp.
Exactly. He hadn't even played yet. But he played.
Man, they all right.
All right, that folks is good.
Right. I do have a question with that being said.
Yeah.
It can be college or pro. Who is your favorite defensive back right now?
Right now, it's Grant Delp. Even though he in the pros, because his game. Like if you just sit back and just watch him just play, like I can imagine myself like doing the same thing. And like the energy he brings that when he was at LSU, like the swagger, like the tackling, like the way he came down and just attacked the ball, like the way he tracked the ball, and like the way he just moved, I was like, I gotta move like that. So once I started thinking like him, I started playing like him. I started imitating like him. So this was one of my favorite DBs. Like any ask anybody else, like, oh, I like Jalen Ramsey, Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward, come to my sophomore year, Denzel Ward my best. But I always kept Grant Delpit at the top because he was different. And like other guy like Deion Sanders, like if you watch Deion Sanders game, he had a swag, but he was a coverage player. Like he was fast, but he was a coverage player. He was stylish. Grant Delpit like that. He dirty. He mean.
Right.
And that's how I am.
He'll hit you in the mouth.
Hit you in the mouth and he keep hitting you until you fold.
So would you say that's who you model your game after?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's not a bad choice.
I was just gonna say I'm excited to see him play. You know, he missed all last year with an Achilles, but I'm excited to see him ball out this year.
Cause he with the Browns, right?
Yep, Cleveland Browns.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if Baker be decent, they might go to the Super Bowl next year.
Hey, they got a chance to. They got
OBJ coming back. They gonna have Delpit coming back. They got a lot of cap space.
Yeah, cause they went. That was really what they were missing last season was some DBs. I just wish Tennessee Titans would have got them though.
Yeah. They probably need another pass rusher too, outside of Myles Garrett. But shoot,
they pay him all that money. He ain't doing nothing.
Who your NFL team?
See, growing around my daddy, he had to be a Titans fan. He had to be a Titans fan.
That man a diehard Titans fan. Shout out Uncle Steve.
Speaking of the Titans, man, they got one of the best safeties in the game. Came from my alma mater. I don't know if you know, pretty sure you pay attention to Kevin Byard.
Oh yeah. Man, I know who that is.
Yeah,
he called.
And they just picked up the guy from LSU, Christian Foden. So you know I'm paying attention to their secondary.
They did.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about him.
I was a little disappointed with the way the defense played because the year before the defense was lights out. So they kind of took a step. I said they took a big step back going into this.
They ain't had no pass rush.
Yeah, they're definitely hurt.
But Jimmy, did you have any more questions, bro?
No, I didn't. But man, Jaylen, appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, man. I wish all the best for you. I can't wait to see you on Saturdays. Hopefully, the Florida Gators shoot your offer. They lacking that DB, right? They lacking that DB right now. They could use you.
Like they've been talking to me, texting to me, like So I'm gonna just continue to pray to God, and hopefully they'll come to their senses and offer Jaylen Lewis.
They need to. If I could call Dan Mullen right now, I would and tell him to stop playing.
Get him on the line.
Offer this man.
Man, look, but like Jimmy said, man, definitely appreciate you for coming on, bro. Hey, we'll have to have you back on at some point too. But we wish you the best, bro. Good luck. We pretty sure you probably gonna have even more offers rolling in pretty here soon. But like I said, wish you the best. Appreciate you for joining us. This is the first and foremost sports podcast. You follow us on Facebook. We got our group on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We also got Twitter, and you can subscribe on YouTube. We also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I am your co-host, the one and only Quentin Douglas.
And I'm Jimmy Covington. Thank y'all.
All right. Deuces.
Peace out. Stay tuned.
Right.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more full videos or clips like this, subscribe to our YouTube page at First and Foremost Sports Podcast. Thank you.